Morning, everybody. The Big W here. Well, it's a cold, wet, and rainy day today here in the Great Northwest, and thought I'd just get in the garage and do a little work on the Baja Bug. The rear suspension's kind of saggy. In fact, I just did some measurements on the frame, and at the frame rails at the bottom, the back of the frame is a half an inch lower. I got 11 inches right behind the front wheel, and I got 10 and a half right in front of the back wheel. So I've had these old coilover shocks new in the package for several years. I bought them to do a class 11 style out of my last bug and never used them, so I thought I'd throw these on today, go out there and test it out, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to take the swing arms off and move it one notch and put some other shocks on there. Yeah, these empty shocks are still new in the package, and they've been sitting there in the toolbox for years waiting for me to do something with. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and take that rear wheel off so we can get back there to the shocks and get that done. Got it jacked up a little bit, get those lug nuts loose, and off we go. So for the top, it takes a 19mm wrench and a 17mm wrench on the, so that's 19 for the nut and 17 for the bolt. And then on the bottom, it is a 19 and a 19 to get that off. We'll get to that in just a second here. But these things have been on there a while, and they are pretty rusty. So what you want to do is to bolt in the top first. That shock looks nice in there, bright chrome, because what happens is, there you go, the bottom part will hang down below, and you got to put a bottle jack up in there so you can get it lined up, because you won't be able to push it up that easily by yourself anyway. And you can line that up and put the bolt through there. Well, now I got it bolted in, both top and the bottom. It's all complete in there now, tightened up. Down to time to put the wheel back on and see where we're standing as far as our stance goes. So I just put it back on the ground, and it took, the front now is at 12 and the back is at 12 3/4. But I have not taken it for a ride yet. You can see the definite difference in the clearance, tire clearance. Yeah, it gained 3 inches in tire clearance, and I've got those set on the lowest level that they can go on. But I'm going to go and drive it around to settle it on the suspension again, let it settle back down, because it's all setting high from just taking it off the jacks. It does require both little jacks, so you can go ahead and adjust that shock to get it back in the housing where you can put the bolt through there. Let's go for a ride and see how we do. All right, here we go out for a little putt just in the neighborhood. I just want to settle out the frame after putting those shocks on there to see how it's doing. And then we'll measure it back out, and later on we'll go for a real ride out in the back roads and see how it performs, see if it was worth the effort. That only took me about 20-30 minutes to get all this done. Well, that was a short little spin of a couple of blocks one way and a couple of blocks back, so a total of about 4 blocks to let it settle. And the difference in height between taking off and coming back was only 3/4 to an inch difference is settling out. Overall gain was a couple of inches, and that is setting on the lowest of all. It's a little higher than I actually wanted, but it's not bad, you know, and I'm going to have to take a longer ride for it to you know, to find out if I really like the way it does perform. So overall it looks good, you know, the height and everything, and using those smaller diameter tires that I did just last week definitely makes a difference in the way it rides and stuff. So we'll try it from here. Well, that pretty much sums up this little task for now, and we're going to get some more information by going out and driving it around on a few back roads and seeing the weather, but I think I'm not going to do it today since it's raining pretty good right now and fairly wet out there. But I appreciate you guys coming along, and those of you that subscribe, and I especially love the comments. So I appreciate you coming along, and we will catch you next time. This is the Big W. We will catch you later.